That's my prime.
Okay, and I just gotta go from Polina.
All right, we are going. I hope people were ready for that. Gotta practice my evil man laugh.
Yeah, woo.
It's important.
Just do that. We'll do that game if players play bad.
It's important. I'm supposed to be the evil guy, and welcome to New Seattle, the power neutral colony. I'm with someone who hasn't loaded in yet, so I'm going to ignore him for now. We have quite a canyon level map on the left. There's only small patches of iron everywhere. Ooh, 2 double carbons, but a lot of water and aluminium in the bottom right. Top. Oh god. Oh, I see what you mean by how much I would love this map. There's no resources.
Yeah. That's the one problem, and the other problem is that there can be a power robot and 2 scavengers, and then there's only 1 or even 0 steel producers. So that's quite funny, but I'm actually also in, and I'm seeing a scavenger found.
Yes.
That's exactly the spot where I found it. Almost exactly, and I lost that game horribly.
Well, it's a good spot. You've got your wind turbines, you've got your waters. It's a good spot, right?
And there's the power robot.
Power robot from trapping. Steph is going into normal robot. That's what I would have done if I was playing this game. I would have gone normal robo. And the interesting scientific spot with Rainbow there, but I don't dislike that.
Yeah, but you should have gone. Hey, my keys, my hotkeys are working, by the way. Oh,
I don't think you should have done that when you got into the game. Rainbow should not be going. Oh, my hotkeys are working, by the way.
I was so surprised by that because I just clicked set to look whether there's a low or high iron, but it's only low iron, so yeah.
Yep.
Expansive would have not been that good there, but still workable. Especially because there's a low metal mine for a low aluminum next to it, so you could.
I am very surprised though that Rainbow has used his claims already. I don't know where they are, but he's going into power. It looks like he's going power. Okay, I would have claimed those 3 waters immediately, those 3 low waters, because those are your things, really. But
yeah, won't do that. But there is water in the north east and in the southeast.
There is definitely water everywhere, but you know. Meanwhile, Mystic is going into power of his own. Oh no, Rainbow is stopped.
Rainbow is switching its power. Yeah.
He's moving into a different place because there's the 3 tile there. Okay, he's really slow, and there's a power robo still, so it's not going to be the best.
I did the exactly same thing at almost the point where Mystics is placing his power, and I got punished for it so much.
Yep, Trapting. Trapting is going to a 3rd solar panel. Normally, I wouldn't recommend that as a power robo, but you can definitely afford it on this map.
I actually think that's Trap Penguin, like penguin.
Trap Penguin. Okay. Oh, and the power surge comes and it hits just 1. Good goon squad placement.
Yeah, but it's really good play, to go for a line there.
Yep, very good play. That's what I like to see out of a robot.
Yeah.
Power robot. If you're doing that.
And he's already he's not to 3, but
no.
Steph is already to 3. We'll cover him a bit more, but not that interesting.
Yep. Glass coming out for the scavenger. He's only going to 1 wind turbine. It's looking a bit lonely there. As he's going to glass, and I don't see where he wants to bake the silicon.
Carbon at $4. Steph is in really good position if he wants to go, and he wants to go for his carbon-based power there, wind turbines. I forget the name.
The other reason why I wanted Steph's spot is because core samples are on the market.
Yeah.
My favourite black market item is on the market, and that's a desert, which is close to Steph. There's quite a few desert tiles.
Actually know this.
And there's aluminium tiles.
Yeah.
So and there's carbon right there. That's why I love Steph's spot.
Actually, yeah.
I hope he uses it this game.
Samples now.
That's all I'm saying.
But actually, that could be also really good for Rainbow.
Yes.
Because he could hit water maybe around his base.
Yes, that is true. There's The chances aren't that high. If you look at these brown tiles, those brown tiles are the
Yeah.
ones that are likely to get the water or the aluminium.
Yeah.
But he can make that's 2 water into a triangle if he wants, and there's enough space to
Yeah.
make it into 6 if he needs to. So he has all the water play he can make there. He is going into the 3rd wind turbine to kill power along with trapping, who is also killing power, but trapping is frozen in one solar panel, and the other one he had to re-mutiny back. Not nice.
Yeah.
Not nice for him at
Yeah,
all.
everybody is attacking
The power robo.
the power robo.
I
and
would've-
Rainbow is also making quite much power money.
Rainbow's going to
500,
start making
almost
more than
500.
him, even, because
Yeah.
it's nighttime. And
Yeah.
trapping, I would not have spent that good.
Ah,
that
now
mutiny.
he is frozen. But he's scientific for not that long time.
Yes, but and then he goon squads his pattern lab, and his first pattern is slant drilling, which is interesting. So never mind to the core sample. He doesn't need it after all.
Yeah, and there's a really big misplay of Steph here. He transitioned out of his iron, but only has 140 in stockpile. So there will be a great problem in iron.
Yes,
shortly.
because that's 80
Yeah.
steel. That's that's
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 80 steel right there from electrolysis that you've used up there.
Yeah.
Not good at all, Steph.
Yeah.
Do better.
Yeah.
I had an entire stream dedicated to saying what the hell, Steph, so I'm not going to say it anymore. I don't think I ever uploaded
is
that.
going for a weird place for his electronics factories, which are losing money, actually, by building, and no silicon yet.
Nope, he has no money to pay for anything right now. His glass kilns are losing a ridiculous amount of money, and they are turned off, thankfully, because they ran out of supply.
Penguin.
Moving into the electrolysis instead. Now, we really need to get some... People really need to start getting some silicon online.
Yeah, and Thread Penguin is making bank on that.
Oh yeah.
Will be making bank on that.
He's just not
Sure.
auto-selling because he realizes it's too horrible for everyone else to go into right now.
Yeah.
Rainbow is complaining of lag. I'm sorry.
No, it's the best game for me, and I'm
You're usually awful.
I'm
about
good with lag issues, so there's definitely no lags.
it. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Who's in the best position right now? Rainbow's got the pattern level. He's a whole HQ down.
Yeah. I think
Rainbow's got the best tiles.
Thread still is, because long term he will have problems with the steel market, but at the moment he has the advantage.
Offworld's are very weak early on for this map, so it's not terrible for him right now.
Yeah. We shipped in this game. We actually shipped class. And it seems like it's the highest number at the moment too. So that's really, really, really rare.
Steph has
will be
moved out of
interesting.
those electrolysis after all. Moved back out of them.
Yeah.
What a waste of money.
Of course. Yeah. And
Steph doesn't
probably
realize he was
you
the
should
only
decide a
iron.
bit more on life support here. Either 3 farms or 3 reactors.
I really do not like the fact that Mystique actually went for electrolysis as he did, the electronics factories as he did over there.
Yeah.
He could be so easily just magnetic stormed.
Yeah.
Rainbow
At
has
least
got carbon
not
scrubbing.
Losing money. At
Rain-
least not losing
Rainbow
money
got
anymore.
carbon scrubbing. Rainbow's got everything he could ever possibly want. He's sold out. He's got
Yeah.
out of his power now. He's just got these 3 claims that he doesn't really know what to do with. But he's got teleportation, so he can do anything with them, basically.
Yeah, B is going for camps. Well, I don't know why exactly, but because there's no pressure, not much pressure on camps either.
Yeah,
0.4.
the carbon's free. It doesn't matter that he's not on a good tile for them. But it is still
okay,
expensive to sell
transition
out.
to wind. Yeah.
Yes, he's got carbon scrubbing, but it's still expensive to sell out of stuff and move though, and transition those around because it takes a while for them to get over there.
Yeah, but it's definitely a mistake because he made power money all the time, and now he is not. And
Well, he's not making power money. What do you mean it was a mistake?
Yeah, he made power money. Rainbow made power money, and
Right.
then he transitioned out of the wind turbines.
Right, how was that a mistake on his part?
Because he does not make any power money.
He's already made power money. He got what he wanted out of it, so now it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah, I just would have turned off the selling to the market, because there is a power robot which may transition out.
Mystique's got power. Mystique's got power, Trap's got power. No, I disagree with you. Steph's got power. I highly disagree with you. Highly.
Okay. But Steph is at a high deficit.
Steph has been HQ5, was HQ5 first, but he's really stalled out here trying to get out his... He doesn't know what to build.
Yeah, and Tread could actually buy out someone. So could... Steph almost could. He needs a bit more money.
Silicon. But it looks like instead he's bought the 100 electronics for the Offworld without even paying attention to the prices. They're not the best. Like, you can make money out of the chems for a bit, but the price, but they're only good because the price is so low. But
and also steel is way too expensive.
Mystique just upgraded to 5. Track could easily go on Mystique right now. Mystique has no money and no income.
By the way, Steph is again making the mistake of transitioning out of one of his metal mines.
It's a bit less of a mistake this time. He's already 5.
It's not that much of a problem.
Tret is doing exactly what I said to do. He's going after Mystique. Mystique cannot pay anything off.
And you should buy a bit silicon if you were Steph or Rainbow.
Yeah, but Tret is able to just get this going.
Yep.
And the power is now just spiking like crazy because of its nighttime. And Steph actually decided not to go into that third wind turbine after all. So Mystique's dead. That was just a quick, easy kill. I like it.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get to HQ5 early. Too early before you got income. You didn't have any income at all because the chems were stuck outside of the base.
Yeah.
I hope Tret was waiting with a potential magnetic storm as soon as he started shipping those, because Mystique had to ship those to survive.
Yeah, Mystiques will be a really good subsidiary though, probably short term, because he's making good power money, and power is really fast going up.
You could almost say that for Mystique, Mystiques were made.
Yeah, but all the other prices are getting quite low here.
Yeah, this power spike though. Tret is loving this. Rainbow, does Rainbow have... No, he's got nanotechnology, okay. If Rainbow could easily go into superconductor and then just place solar panels next to him right now. Or carbon, wind turbines, whatever. He's got nanotech. He's going perpetual motion instead, which is understandable, but I would have...
Yeah, he goes for the
I guess he's actually put wind turbines back where they originally were. So okay.
Yeah,
all that really did was help Tret out a lot. Because now he's he's
doing weird things, by the way.
He's back up to as much as he had before he made the run on Mystique almost. Yeah, AI.
I don't understand that. How is this possible to be better than a pair?
Yeah, I don't know either. For those of you who didn't catch that, because I caught it quite late as he was transitioning, he had a solar panel and a wind turbine right next to each other. Steph is now dying. Steph finished the Offworld, and now he's dead for it.
Wow.
Well, no, actually it hit nighttime. It hit nighttime. Tret no longer has money.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for nighttime, he would be dead.
Yeah, and at night, Tret is not making any money at all. Not much, at least.
Hey! Rainbow did things with his... He's core sampled silicon. Yes! Yes! Best thing in the game. He core sampled silicon. Yes. Someone used it.
Where did he do that?
Look at his glass.
Catch that. Over there.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying...
But why...
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this silicon. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the only silicon, probably. Yeah, there's not much more. Well,
there's there's still
can see that.
those three desert tiles next to near to
Yeah,
Steph,
yeah.
and then there's the
Really,
rest of the
really far
goddamn
away.
desert. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Steph is in a really, really good position here. The black market is really not good to attack off-worlds.
there's
And
nothing to
Offworlds
pop the
will-
goons.
Yeah, and off-worlds are okay now. Will
Yep,
get
that chem
really strong shortly.
that chem price.
Oxygen is also interesting.
Mhm.
And yeah, he is HQ5 and Tread just got to HQ5. Oh, and Tread may get bought out.
Yep, Tret's got to the problem that I have all the time when I'm Power Robo, and that's that my price is so high I can't defend myself.
Yeah, and he's transitioning into a bit steel, which will make income. There's a
Unfortunately,
bit income out of electronics.
Yep.
Not that much income.
Unfortunately for him, Steph used all the steel on his Offworld. That's one thing about other, when you fight in a robot versus a robot. If one robot goes into the Offworld, then usually that spikes the steel price to make it even easier for a buy. But for Trat, it was purely the day-night cycle that caused him to not be able to go for that Steph, and Steph recovered. And
yeah.
There you go. Rainbow could have probably killed Steph though if he wanted to, and that might have been a good choice. But Rainbow is going for Trat now, and he can get two for the price of one.
Not that fast, but he could probably do it. His cash and resources counter is going up way faster.
Oh yeah,
But
he
he's
can
going
easily
for an
do this.
offered market.
Trat
He's
has
going for an
no.
offered
Trat's
market.
income is terrible right now. He's surviving on the electronics factories, and that's basically all he's got.
Yeah.
Which of course, Rainbow has the exact same on the electronics, but he also has glass.
Yeah, but suddenly Rainbow is in a really good shape too.
Yeah, I feel like, but Rainbow, instead of going for the buy, he's going for the Offworld because he's worried about Steph.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. I feel like he should just kill Trat.
Yeah, because you get two players by that. Definitely. But I think long term he is still equal, maybe even better than Steph. Because Steph is going for a second off-world market now, but Rainbow will be there in a moment too. So they are quite equal, and Scientific is just better in the most cases.
Right, but the difference is though, Steph already has two Offworlds up, right? You're fighting Steph at his own game here.
No, he has not.
Oh no, he doesn't have two Offworlds up, but he's had an Offworld up earlier.
Yeah.
You're fighting Steph at his own game here, whereas if you'd go for Tret, you're actually not fighting someone directly. You're instead taking over someone else, and I feel like that's a better way of winning. Because if two people fight directly, it comes down to who just has the most income, and currently it's Steph.
Rainbow is. I'm not sure that it's Steph. Rainbow is having it's only half. I have to look at the charts. Rainbow's only half offered markets behind.
Right, but the fact is he's still
50% now.
behind, very slightly behind.
Yeah, but half offered market, that's 20k in this case. That's not much.
No, it isn't, and he does have the better tiles in general with all the glass
he has
and
like
stuff.
5 centers of
He's
production.
in everything he
like
could ever
6.
want at this point.
Yeah.
All he has to do is all he has to do is wait at this point. But he could definitely have made the run on Trap before Trap was able to be bought.
Definitely.
Trap at this point is buying into Mystiques, which makes sense.
Interesting decision.
It makes sense to me because he's already got 5 into himself.
Yeah. Will not be much money, but at least some money. And long-term money.
Steph caught Rainbow trying to do a power surge. They really are trying to fight over each other right now, but they're fighting over each other in the most self-destructive way. Buying their own stock. So in this situation, buying your own stock only causes both of you to spend more money on buying each other, causing Trat to get even further ahead.
Yeah, but he has no offworlds up, so he's not...
He doesn't. Which is a problem for him for now.
And he has no money yet.
Oh look, he now has an offer. And he even gooned it. That's an expensive goon. But he got it. It worked, it paid off. The goon paid off. Oh.
Whoa,
but then he went to goon the other guy, which he hadn't got spied at the time.
Yeah.
And Steph managed to defend it. That spy, by the way, was an auction spy. It was a good use of an auction spy. Just pity about the second one. And he's buying more into Mystiques. I recommend getting an Offworld at some point.
Out there. So. Yeah.
I recommend getting an Offworld at some point.
That time out.
Thing is, Mystique, because no one else has the stock in Mystique, you're still like that money isn't going anywhere. It's not going into anyone else's pocket, so you don't desperately need it just yet. So you could definitely go invest into yourself more and then buy Mystiques later, and then you have that more of that money.
And there the fight begins, and I think Rainbow is really far ahead here now because of depth, because of the sheer stock price difference.
Yep, the sheer stock price difference, really the debt, and the fact that Steph hasn't got access to that second Offworld for so long. Like we said, he's half a Offworld behind. Now he's 2 launches ahead.
Yeah. But people are not really launching the right
No, they
stuff.
are at the time. No. They're all about the same.
Yeah. But Rainbow is at the right one.
But as I said, this is the most self-destructive way to play, because he's spending so much money on Steph, and Steph is spending so much money on Rainbow. You're just throwing money away.
And that's Fred how goes for his first own Offworld.
Yep, he can afford it. Oh, Trat. Oh, he had so much water saved up. It hit 70, and then someone else took all the money. Yeah, Steph took it. Yeah. Unlucky. Unfortunate. Well, not unlucky, but unfortunate. Meanwhile, the farm's just making money, the electrolysis just making money. The scientist never has to transition out of anything ever.
Yeah. Yeah, slowdown strike for 16k. That's the thing a scientist could have been hurt with. But you also have thinking machines. Yeah, there's just no point to attack Rainbow. There's no spot to attack him.
Yep.
Actually.
Go slow down strike that Offworld of tapping now. That's what you just gotta do, Rainbow. That's what you gotta use it on. If you're so determined to get this Steph kill, you need to, slow down Trat. Because if Trat is having the time to get up both his Offworlds, and then he's back in this game as a contender. Except he's also got Mystique fully bought, and Mystique is Mystique won't be as profitable as Steph. Okay, let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah. But she's quite profitable, at least.
But at this point,
than a normal
Rainbow needs another 200k on Steph, which isn't actually that much. He could sell all of his stock right now and get it.
Yeah.
Which is probably worth it. Because
maybe Steph will do him a favor. Also, buying it back up.
The longer this takes, the worse off you are, Rainbow. Sell out this stock right now and buy Steph. He can't do it anymore, he just lost 1 stock. He went from 120k to 80k now. That's what he should have done, because this is taking too long. Trat is actually able to survive at this point. And once Trat finishes that Offworld, everything else he's got is just going to go towards Rainbow. But of course, Rainbow's going to have all his own stock. Right? So maybe after this buy, Rainbow's probably still going to be in the lead.
And Rainbow just, by the way, queues up launches, but he queues up the wrong launches. Now he switched. And now Class is the best launch.
No, Rainbow, what are you doing, man? Why are you fighting over this? It's gonna be yours very soon.
Yeah.
That was just such a waste of money, which you need to be throwing at Tret instead, who doesn't have his stuff gooned. Well, there's 1 gooned, but not the other. That is such a waste of money, Rainbow. It's gonna be yours. Why waste it? But you also need to cancel those chem launches.
Yeah.
Oh wow, both of them buy into Rainbow stock at the exact same time, huh?
Yeah, Tret really realizing that he has to do something now, because Rainbow stock will only go higher and higher.
Yep, only go higher and higher.
And the thing Steph should probably do here is just sell out of Rainbow stocks, because to create a fair game for Tret and Rainbow, to make it more interesting. At least that's what I would do. So you can be Kingmaker here.
Yeah, Kingmaker. Evil Kingmaker. You see, my policy is the opposite. My policy is, don't let the person don't give the person who's going to beat you the advantage.
Yeah.
Because that's just unethical, in my opinion. And it makes people more likely to want to buy you if they identify who you are. If they're like, oh, this guy's going to give me the advantage if I buy him. You know, this guy's going to be kingmaker on my side, I'll start buying him. No, don't do that.
Yeah. And there's the buyout.
There's the buyout, 100k to 107k. Tret owns all his stock, Rainbow owns all his stock but one, but Rainbow has the better subsidiary. It's going to take a while before Steph is able to start launching things, although he's launching aluminium immediately.
Yeah, that's AI stuff. The first launch is always crazy.
Yeah, because you just need the money to get what you can.
Aluminum and glass, yeah. But that's not that bad, at least.
Look at these chem launches.
Yeah.
Such a high price. You saw that glass was the launch in the game?
Yeah. Yeah, because chems were quite expensive. There was no subsidiary producing 10 chems a second like now. A thing which I actually saw is that the subsidiary not goes for the highest launch in Offworld.
No.
So it should go for chems now. But for example, what does it go for? We can look
10 seconds and then we can see. But I will say,
by the
way,
it's not always the case, and I actually do not understand why at all, because it's just the actually really most profitable thing.
It's going for
now
chems.
it's going for the right thing. But that's not always the case.
It goes for the right thing unless it doesn't have the money. Then it goes for what it can put in.
Yeah. But
anyway,
I saw subs with 100 or 200Ks doing that, and yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know why.
Anyway, all right.
Yeah.
Moving on. Rainbow. Trat defended his thing. Trat uses his is using his mutinies to attack Steph because he knows Steph the subsidiary doesn't have goon squads anymore, and with that he's 4 Offworlds to 2 from Rainbow. Good choices. Good play.
Problem is though he paid 110k and 70k for this mutinies, and it barely pays off. It gets out money out of the pocket of Rainbow, which is good, but yeah, it's really expensive.
Yes, it ends up not being much of a benefit for him, especially when he's launching the wrong thing right now. Oh no, wait, that's Rainbow launching the wrong thing. I apologize.
Yeah.
Tret is launching the right thing easily.
Yeah.
It barely pays off, but it also keeps money out of Rainbow, and that's a big deal. And I love that play.
Yeah.
Because
and I actually think Rainbow will lose this game
if he keeps launching the wrong thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because now the difference is really going up. 16k right now, 15k.
And I loved that mutiny play. It was definitely worth it, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Did I mention I loved it? But Tret is Tret's base is awful, by the way. Can we just look at how ugly this thing is? There's that random electrolysis reactor. Greenhouse farm, solar panels in the middle, there's a triangle, but then there's the 2 halves of the electrolysis and the food on the left hand side, and then 2 more solar panels, and he's gone for some sort of like modern art.
Yeah, it's really not the best build. Especially as robot, there should be the electrolysis reactors next to the cams.
Now I will say, Steph's subsidiary now has both his Offworlds back, and it's going to start making like 3k a second for him.
Yeah.
And Tret could only afford to do that once.
Yeah, but at the moment Rainbow is 200k behind. So it will be quite interesting.
200k behind, but he needs 100k less to buy.
Yeah.
It's going to be very close. That dust storm
will depend on launch times, maybe.
That dust storm is a very big deal.
Yeah, but there's another
Rainbow gets the mutiny.
That's expensive.
Wow. That's worth it though.
Just imagine if we have hit the other. Oh no, that's also ungooned. Wasn't that gooned?
No, it was gooned. Tret beat it. It got defended by Tret. You remember? You know how you was like, oh, it cost Tret 110 and 170k? Only costed him 170k. He got one bounce.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
Rainbow.
okay, that was a big swing then.
Good. That's important for Rainbow. It loses both. It loses money for both of them, but it loses Tret a lot more money than it loses Rainbow.
Yeah.
And you need to slow down Tret here because Tret is very close to the buy at this point. Just needs another 150k, whereas Rainbow still needs another 300k. But with this Dust Storm, by the way, with this Dust Storm, Rainbow, you probably should have gone back into Steel. But with this Dust Storm, Tret loses a lot of revenue.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's getting closer and closer.
It's 82 to 90
Another
right now.
shipment coming through. Oh, that will be really close.
It'll be close,
It'll be
very
really,
close.
really close.
But I think... Oh, okay.
I
the
think
mutiny
Rainbow
is
will
1
be
second
there
before the
because
chems finish launching.
Yeah.
Okay, Rainbow,
Yeah,
you
but
need
that's
to
not the problem. Yeah.
turn off
He
your
will
auto
be
launch.
there.
Turn off your auto launch at this point. Don't. He's got 96%. He's got it. He just needs to get this launch off.
He will do that.
100%.
Yeah, the
There we
chems
go.
will launch.
So close at the
Nice
end.
game.
That mutiny was crucial. The mutiny plays at the end were crucial.
Yeah.
Those mutiny plays.
Almost did not work there due to launching oxygen for a long time.
But like that game was really close, and I feel like it could have been that Trek could have done a lot better if he sorted out his base.
Yeah, definitely. But it's for newer players, it's hard to play Power Robot. To play Power Robot.
Well, it wasn't the fact of playing Power Robot; it's the fact that it's ugly.
Yeah.
He's in a situation there where he still has glass mod, the scientifics, but it's still there. But also, like, get rid of those 2 electrolysis and turn that into a 4 of food.
All right, let's look into this.
And then please turn off that solar panel and turn that into a line of electrolysis. Oh, that was weird.
All right.
That was weird. I don't know what happened to my...
Yeah, for the patents, Rainbow really got to all of the patents.
Yeah, turn that into a line of
really
electrolysis.
interesting to look here that he had he almost was the only one going into optimizations. I think we did not cover the game during the game.
I've died in Discord. So he can't hear me. I think that's what's happened.
Yeah. Rainbow really bought quite much claims. Interesting.
Can you hear me now?
Quite interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so the stream could still hear me just fine. I checked my audio levels. I was doing just fine. I'm just thinking to myself, why the hell are you being so rude, talking over me? Oh yeah, I mentioned turn this quad into actually a quad of greenhouse farms. Take out one of those solar panels and turn that line. In fact, take out both those solar panels and turn that into a triangle of electrolysis, and then put your 2 solar panels where those 2 farms are at the top. That would have saved you a lot more money.
So to say it short, change everything.
Yeah, and that would have made you a lot more money.
Yeah.
Because adjacency bonuses are king.
Definitely.
Especially when if you put electrolysis next to the chems, the chems get more adjacency because you're a robot.
Yeah. And the huge problem with this base is that it has pairs and not triangles too, because triangles are so much stronger.
And that's why I'm saying make triangles, not pairs.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. Yeah, but our scientist friend is really with a almost perfect build here. Everything is triangles.
Now, Traffic says, I feel like you're not considering the steel price and power adjacency. Power adjacency is cool. Alright, power adjacency is cool, but it's not as good as making these things this pure quad. Like, food does not cost much steel. Just pointing it out there, food does not cost much steel. Electrolysis costs a bit, but food doesn't. Like, build your base better, man. Besides,
quite
here's the
an
other thing, right?
interesting game.
Here's the other thing, right? So,
Yeah.
you say the steel... You complain about iron. Steph died, alright? Steph dies, and the iron is now the subsidiary. So the subsidiary would love to make iron. So just make steel, and then it will make iron for you. That can work. Oh god, I just looked at the pattern list. Everything is very impressive.
Yep.